Hi.
Hey, Tom.
Hello.
Hiya. Hello. Hi, Haley.
Good to see you.
Hi, Michael. Good to see you. Hi, Nick.
Oh.
Hi, Annette. It's been a
Hey,
while.
Tom. Hey.
Hey,
Jan.
Hey, Jan.
so many nice old friends. Hey, Michelle, Haley, Tom, Michael, hi, Eric. Fantastic. Phil is there, Nick is there. Tommy Suomula, hey.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hi.
Perfect.
I hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
We'll just allow a few more minutes for the rest to tune in.
Yeah, we're early on. We should wait at least until a couple minutes after the top of the hour, I think.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants to say hi to anybody, please just.
Hi, Annette. Congratulations again, Annette.
And then the Queen of Cannes is what she's called at TV2.
All right.
You're on mute, Annette.
Yeah, but we can't hear you. You're on mute.
I'm very good on
Here's the success.
Very good. Congratulations again.
I enjoyed our session yesterday from Something Special.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. South Korea up next. Good to see you, Haley.
Good to see you, Annette. I'm so happy for you. How was Bornholm?
Magic, I think. I mean, nothing was open, so it was all about walks and, you know, outdoors, and so
Perfect.
it was really nice. What a fun coincidence that you know where that little island is.
Right? I'll have to go back and find more pictures for you. Pictures of the wedding from 25 years ago. You'll have to see that.
Hi, Lisette.
You're on mute, Lisette.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. How are you?
See you. I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you too.
Mr. Gilbert is here as well.
Oh,
I am.
Pablo.
Oh, we
Hello,
have FRAPA
everybody.
royalty in the
Alexandra.
house.
Hello.
Really royalty, yes.
Yeah.
Nice to see everybody. And Annette, congratulations. I was just watching your interview.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it myself because it's right now. But I prioritize FRAPA.
Like that.
Yeah.
Michelle, are you in the desert?
No, I'm back in Canada. I'm back in my country house with the spring, beautiful spring, and my garden needs me.
Hey, Phil, I saw the release on Fridge Wars today. That was nice.
Thank you
Yeah.
very kindly.
I didn't see it.
Right.
Do tell. I haven't seen it yet.
Just in C21 so far, you know, just talking about it as we're selling our format, starting to
Yeah.
roll it out in different options, different countries, different
So,
territories.
so all drinks are on Phil when we meet at MipCom.
Fine, sure, absolutely.
Like left coast wines. I want left coast wines and something special scotch. Those
We'll have
those
some
are
wines. We'll certainly have wine, that's for sure. Let's give it another minute, two. What do you think, Eric? What do you want to do?
Yeah, people are still popping in, so another minute, I think.
Eric is in charge today. We all listen to Eric.
Wow.
I want to hear opinions about MipTV.
We'll do that. Well, what we're going to do, Eric will take us through. There'll be time for an agenda. We have a little program we'll do, and then at the end we want to open it up to conversation and questions and things like that for sure. We
Yes,
definitely.
I want to write an article and I need ideas and comments.
You've been writing wonderfully, Nicholas. Every day there's some great perspective on MIP and these things. You've been terrific.
Are you reading the dailies? Yes.
I do. I read everything you write.
Oh, super. Great, great. But when you have to write many dailies, the ideas disappear with the week. So at the last part of the week, I need more ideas.
Write about what you had for breakfast this morning. It'll inspire you. Oh, we're getting nice people are showing up here. This is great. This is
Yeah,
wonderful.
I think we should start and slowly kick off with the program. So, hi everybody, I'm Eric Cafu, and great that you all were able to join us today. And while we're still not in Cannes, it's certainly nice to see a lot of familiar faces and some new faces as well. So welcome everyone. We have a nice program for you today, I think. It's pretty casual. We have All3Media's Nick Smith to have a talk, and another fabulous format presentation by K7 Media's own David Ciaramella. Always very happy with that. I'd like to ask you to please all keep your mics muted during the presentations so we don't have disturbances. And also you should be aware that we're recording this session. So if you have a problem with that, then that's too bad. So I'd now like to give the word to Phil for a welcome, and I hope everybody enjoys themselves.
Well, thank you for that, Eric. And Eric is doing a great job working with us, and we thank you. I'll speak a little and I'll turn it over to Jan. We are honored and thrilled as we move into our third decade, thanks to the vision of our founders, two of whom are with us this morning, Paul and Michelle. We really are thrilled that here we are all these years later in a world of turmoil. I don't just mean because of the pandemic, I mean because of the industry. FRAPA exists to protect formats, and not only to protect formats, but to advocate for good business practices. As you know, by joining FRAPA, you have access to great services, and the board continues to evolve services. The website continues to evolve, and through your input and help, we're trying to create more and more useful services to serve the format industry all over the world, for companies big and small and medium-sized as well. It might seem that our organization benefits most those small and medium-sized companies. They may need our help more. They may have fewer resources at their disposal, but we also seek the support of the bigger companies through sponsorship now, because we think it's very important that everybody support the mission, the ideology, the what we all stand for. FRAPA is at most two big things: services and an idea. And what is that idea? To protect formats, to protect the rights of creators and sellers and makers and distributors. And if we don't do it, and if we don't do it right, and if we don't all share this mission together, the business will dry up. It truly will. It'll all fall into the hands of just a few large companies, and people will copy one another. We have to all stand together, big companies and small, for good business practices, honor amongst thieves. Let's not have thieves. And just kind of fight. Everyone here, every one of these little boxes that I'm looking at carries this mission forward. We know everybody wants to meet one another. We know everybody wants to network. It's part of our business. We all miss being in Cannes right now. I know I do. I can still drink wine here, but I'd rather be drinking wine with you. But most importantly, every one of you is an emissary of FRAPA. Every one of you stands for good business practices, protecting your format, doing honorable business with others, paying people on time, collecting your money, not ripping people off. Things that we've written about in our code of conduct, things in our declaration of cooperation, all our host of services on our website. Take advantage of it. Reach out to the board at all times. Tell us what you need. Tell us what you want. Tell us how we can grow better. With your help, with your missionary work, we can continue to protect the format industry. With that little speech, I hand it over to Jan.
Thank you. You are truly the man of the words, Phil. I'm your biggest fan on that. And it's hard to come after you and say anything intelligent after those wisdoms. So I will just start by saying that I really, truly enjoy to see all your faces. And I would have loved to see you in Cannes. And I would have loved to offer you the free bar that we usually have just outside the meeting room. So I promise you on behalf of the entire FRAPA board that the free bar will be there at MipCom, if there is a MipCom, which we all hope there will be. The free bar will be enormous, and the summit will be bigger than ever to celebrate our freedom and see each other in person again. I also want to thank Eric, a special thank to you, Eric, for organizing it all and setting all of this up. It seems like an easy thing to send out a Zoom link to everyone and hope that somebody pops in, but there is a hell of a lot more work into it than that. So thank you for that, Eric. And I'm not going to crowd your minutes here or impressive minutes. I'm going to hand over to one of our newest board members, Mr. Nick Smith, Senior Vice President at All3 Media, to share some words of wisdom with us. Nick, I'll go on mute and I'll leave the floor to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm not sure if these will be words of wisdom. I think you know me better than that, Jan. But let me just see if I can share my screen with you. Doesn't matter how long I've been working from home now, I still seem to be able to mess this up. Share screen. And there we go. Can you see that? Has that come up?
Yes.
Perfect. Good stuff. So SVODs, format savior or saboteur. So when I started working in development, I learned pretty quickly that if you have an eye-catching title, then you can get away with potentially not having the best presentation. So I've taken that with me today. So hopefully you'll like the sound of this presentation, sort of the title, and we'll neglect the fact that I've put this together rather quickly. But just over the last few years, I think scripted has got the majority of attention in our industry. People talk about it being the golden age of scripted. And I've lost count of the amount of times I've been asked by journalists about the state of the formats industry. Implication being that formats are in trouble, or at least kind of in need of reinvigoration. Constantly they bring up the fact that the super formats, you know, things like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Dancing with the Stars, Survivor, are all over 10 years old. But I think now things have changed a bit now with an unquestionable new super format in The Masked Singer, plus with scripted shows being much more affected by the pandemic and formats saving the day for a number of for broadcasters and platforms. That question has largely gone away. And the new question, I think, has to do with SVODs. Because with the rise of SVODs increasingly ordering and having breakout hits with non-scripted shows and formats, I mean, I think everyone would agree that last year there was more talk about shows like Tiger King and Love is Blind than any of Netflix's scripted shows. The question is now, what does SVOD's kind of prominence, growing prominence, mean for the formats industry? And you probably, I'm sure you all read Phil's article for this month's FRAPA newsletter, where he kind of touches on this and on the need for independent format creators and the threat of the GEGs. I hadn't heard of GEGs before, but they're global entertainment giants, according to Phil. So I thought I'd kind of touch on this a little bit.
That's my coinage, Nick, by the way, GEGs. I'm trying to start that phrase. I want everybody to pick it up.
Copyright.
Global entertainment giants, GEGs. Please use it.
We'll see if we can get it in the dictionary. So as the new boy to the FRAPA board, I think a bit like an initiation, I was asked to speak today, and Eric suggested that maybe I spoke about the circle. I imagine because it was the first, or maybe it wasn't the first, one of the first major SVOD format deals. But I don't really like talking about the circle very much. I'll explain why in a minute. So that's why I've decided to talk about SVOD format deals in general. But we'll start off with the circle. If you're not aware, of the circle, I describe it as being Big Brother for the digital generation. The housemates, they don't get to physically meet, even though they live in the same building. They communicate via the circle, which is a kind of a social media network, but a closed social media network. And just like other social media networks, you can be whoever you want to be. So you can catfish. I'd be able to have hair again. But viewers are in on absolutely everything. They get to see who's catfishing, who's not. So the first series was produced for Channel 4 in the UK. And it was produced in a fast turnaround style. So it aired daily, just much like Big Brother. Each episode featured footage from the previous day. And as a major new reality show, something new, something innovative, being produced by a reputable production company in Studio Lambert, there was quite a lot of international interest. And I hosted a number of international broadcasters at the set, showing them the production and showing them how the show worked. And I would say that there was interest in the format, maybe more intrigue than actual serious interest at this point. Everybody was waiting to see how the show would perform over the full series, and nobody was talking about making an offer at that stage. During the time of production, Netflix also came over to the set, and they took about things in quite a different way, and they very quickly made an offer for the format rights for the world, excluding the UK. And so we had a decision to make. Do we take the deal with Netflix or go the traditional route of selling the format territory by territory? Now, if you look at, I'm sure that you all find it as useful as I do. K7 produced the Tracking the Giants report, and in that, Big Brother, it's noted, has traveled to 48 territories. There've been 48 local versions of it. And realistically, we knew that Netflix were unlikely to make even half as many versions. I mean, they hadn't even commissioned original content in that many markets at the time. But our decision was not based on how many countries the format could go to. It was about making money. So what we had to do was to think about how much money we'd make. Now, there's no list, and there never will be a list of the top grossing formats. All distributors keep that info confidential. I'd guess that a lot of the formats at the top of the list would be in the same place on a revenue list. And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is by far the most adapted format in the world. And who didn't have a CD-ROM of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game, and it's had a movie based on it, all that money from the PRTS. I'm sure that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is, if it's not the number1, it'll be high up there. But there's probably some formats that are nowhere near the top of the territories list that would be near the top financially. So we shouldn't just kind of judge everything by the fact of how many territories a format has gone to. I'm sure that ITV have made tons of money from their Love Island water bottles. So even though we wouldn't get to 48 territories with Netflix, we were able to agree with them that we would produce all of the versions that they made of the circle in a hub. So even though we'd have a lot less versions and therefore less money in format fees, we'd make a lot more money per series than we would do with traditional license. I guess another downside to the Netflix is that we'd be beholden to one commissioner. All our eggs would be in one basket. If you think of something like Big Brother, it's not on air in the UK, it's been decommissioned, but it's still on air in so many other territories and still bringing in revenues around the world. However, on the plus side for Netflix, it gave us more chance of getting a series 2 at Channel 4 because we'd be able to establish this hub, and so we'd be able to make a new Channel 4 series cheaper, and it guaranteed us some sales. If we turned down Netflix, we could have been left with only having ever made one series of the circle if Channel 4 didn't renew it and if nobody else bought it. So I said I don't like to talk about the circle, and the reason is that even to this day, when this format comes up into conversation, there are certain broadcasters or friends of mine at broadcasters who will make snide remarks about this was the format that I didn't even let them bid for. Was it the right decision? I guess we'll never know for sure. We'll never know if it could have traveled to 48 territories. But we're happy with how things are going with Netflix. And so I could say I'd do it again. That's probably going to get me into more trouble. But I guess the thing to talk about in terms of the deal with Netflix that I can kind of let on is that we license the format to Netflix. So when they stop commissioning The Circle, the rights will come back to us. So even if it hadn't worked on Netflix, our format wouldn't have been kind of gone forever. And I think that's something that we just need to keep in mind, that there are different types of deals at the SVODs. If we look at some of the original formats that Netflix are commissioning, as far as I'm aware, none of these shows have anything to do with me. In all of those deals, Netflix have taken global format rights, and they've taken them forever. But is that necessarily a bad thing? A lot of you will have done deals on programming before with linear broadcasters where you lose global rights. Sing On, which is in the bottom corner, their initial commission was for 3 territories, for Germany, Spain, and the US. And that's pretty impressive. It's quite unusual to get a commission in 3 territories before you've even made a show before. Most formats that launch don't even get made in 3 territories. So you're in a pretty good position already. Even without an early commitment, Netflix have shown that they will roll shows out if they're successful. If you look at Nailed It, for example, I think we're all familiar with that. That's become a bit of a phenomenon. And Netflix have now made French, Spanish, Mexican, and German versions of that show. I'm not sure, going back to Phil's geg, I'm not sure if all 3 is a geg, because we don't have that many international production companies. But certainly Fremantle, I'm sure, would be classed as a geg by Phil's definition. They produce all around the world, and their business is about producing their formats in multiple territories: Family Feud, Got Talent, etc., etc. Interesting to note that they are producing for Netflix now, so we must assume from that that they have agreed to terms that work well for them. So Too Hot to Handle, for example, is a format that was created by Fremantle, and that's now, I think, being remade or has already been made in a Brazilian version as well. And I think it was just announced, I saw in the press, I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I only speak English and only just about speak English, but there's a new Spanish commission from Fremantle as well for Netflix. So there must be deals that can work for even the gigs. And then just moving on, it's not only about Netflix when we talk about SVOD, and the other SVODs have different strategies. Amazon will commission formats in the same way as traditional linear broadcasters. So they've taken successful formats and licensed them. So The Bachelor has had 3 seasons in Japan. Japan is one of the toughest markets to sell formats into because they create so many shows themselves and don't import a lot of formats. So, I mean, that's a really good deal for the format owner to be able to sell the Bachelor into Japan. Also, as you can see there, Love Island France and Celebrity Hunted Italy, and it's just been announced that Bake Off is coming to Spain on Amazon. I'm sure, well, I know the guys at the BBC have pitched that a lot and haven't been able to get that away in Spain, although it's been successful in so many other countries. So Amazon has provided a new opportunity there. Then more recently, Discovery Plus has just launched. And I think this is super interesting, that their rights position is actually more attractive than the linear channels. The photo there is from Naked Attraction, which is one of the formats that we have at all 3. And when that was initially going into production for Channel 4 in the UK, I said to Stephen Lambert, who's the producer, I said, well, look, we might be able to sell that into a couple of territories. The Germans will probably take this, but it's not going to sell very far. People won't be able to have full frontal nudity on their TV screens. But little did I realize how SVOD would change all of that. We've done multiple deals with Discovery Plus. It's airing on this, an Italian version's airing, a Finnish version's airing, a Norwegian version is in production, and there's another couple that are just being signed now. So really interesting new opportunities for us there. And it's just been announced also that Love Island is coming to Italy on Discovery Plus. And as we just saw on the previous slide, it's on Amazon in France. So that's interesting that SVOD's licensing like linear broadcast as well. So I'm going to finish up by just looking into the crystal ball. I mean, who knows what the future holds? But I'd say right now, as hopefully I've demonstrated, the SVODs offer some great opportunities. And even though you may have to give up rights for original commissions, that may not always be a bad thing, especially if you have a show that wouldn't be commissioned by a traditional broadcaster. And there are opportunities at some of the newer SVODs that haven't expanded all over the world yet to retain some global rights. What could be potentially really interesting in the future is what happens with AVOD. So Roku, who bought the Quibi catalog, are effectively launching new formats on their platform. So we'll have to see what happens with that and whether they'll launch more if those are successful. The other thing I'd just say in finishing is that the emergence of SVODs could be a really could really help push linear broadcasters to act quicker and to take bigger risks. I know that RTL have said to me that they're willing to kind of come in sooner. They don't want to miss out on good shows being snapped up by SVODs. And I pitched them something off paper. They've told me that they're quite interested in that. I'm waiting to see what happens with that. Well, I'm not going to hold my breath, but it would be great if we could do kind of those exciting big deals off paper like back in the old days. So that's the presentation. I guess I'm kind of sitting on the fence and saying that SVODs are not a savior because formats didn't need saving. We're still doing fine, but not a saboteur either. SVODs might not be universally positive, but they certainly are bringing opportunities. So that is me.
Fantastic, Nick.
Need to try and stop the video now. How do I do that? There
Well done. Well done.
Well, now you stop your own video.
Oh dear, I'm doing the wrong.
Stop sharing. Yeah, you made it, Nick. I knew you would be great, but I didn't know you would be so fan-fucking-tastic. Thank you, my friend. I loved every minute of it, and thank you for sharing. You know, also all the secrets about the circle. That was really interesting. And just so you know, I would any day go for a grab the money and run strategy on anything I'm trying to sell. So I really appreciate that you're doing the circle, but I do think also that the SVODs and the AVODs and all the VODs are here to stimulate the business, and they can all be just a good thing and not the scary offender that everybody is trying to make them to be. So thank you for sharing those words, Nick. I'm going to say thank you to Carrie Louise Brown for allowing us once again to benefit from the wisdom of Dave Ciaramella, the Italian stallion, as I usually call him. And I'm going to do that again because otherwise he would be highly disappointed. He's going to share on behalf of K7 Media what's hot and what's not. Over to you, Mr. Ciaramella.
I certainly am. Thank you very much, Jan. What an introduction as ever. Wouldn't be a FRAPA do without it, would it? Hello, everyone. Great to see you all again. I'm back at K7 Studios today to bring you some of the hottest picks from this market, season, whatever you want to call it. Can you believe that the TV industry is still unable to gather for our kind of more traditional events? It's a real shame, but I'm sure it'll make it all the sweeter when we're back together in real life. And anyway, some of you might even say that we've been kind of benefiting from this, as all audiences have kind of been compelled to stay at home, hungry for distraction from the real world. And this might just explain why the format market has remained quietly resilient in the face of kind of extraordinary problems with sales and production options remaining fairly steady. And we at K7 have been keeping a watchful gaze over you all. Our latest installment of Tracking the Giants will be out very soon this year, with an exclusive Asia edition of K7's fantastically sought after report. So do keep your eyes peeled, because that will be dropping very soon, like I say. So today, as per usual, we've just got a short spring format showcase, 3 key themes running throughout, probably no surprises with the themes themselves, but hopefully I have some formats that you haven't seen before. Please remember that these are all new launches, this market. So if I've missed out any shows, if they're not featured, that might be why. So without further ado, on to the first theme, which is of course this market, guessing games. You know, spurred on by the international success of The Masked Singer, I think the guessing game mechanic has made its way into almost every genre of this market, including singing, food, homes, comedians, you name it, we've got it. So it's a brilliant way for television to really engage with viewers and encourage them to watch in real time as they debate on social media what is fact and what is fiction as well. So on to the first show, which is of course The Traitors from All 3 Media. You've probably all heard of this one before. It really is taking the Netherlands by storm, and ratings are very strong, thanks in part to a pretty solid lead-in from Lego Masters over on RTL4. But I think with the extra kind of killing element, this one bears more relation to the various versions of the kind of Wink Murder or Werewolves of Miller's Hollow mafia-style parlor games that have had a resurgence in popularity of late. So here you've got 18 famous faces who come together in a castle, I believe in this instance in South Limburg, to try and win some treasure. However, 3 of those celebrities are secretly traitors and are trying to keep the treasure for themselves. The traitors, of course, try to turn the group against each other, as well as killing a different celebrity each evening. So the group must try to identify the traitors in their midst and vote them out in the daily meetings before it is too late. So I think for armchair detectives who enjoy playing along with their reality fare, this is a really well-produced combination of high-end Big Brother and even Agatha Christie, which could prove very addictive. And another one of my personal favourites from this year so far is This Is My House, from BBC Studios this time around. So 4 contestants all assume the same name, the same identity, and move in under the same roof. And you've got a celebrity panel who scrutinizes the claimants and has to decide who they think is the real homeowner. Of course, if they correctly decide the homeowner from the 3 imposters, the homeowner wins a small cash prize. So shall we take a quick look at a clip of this one?
This is Fern Maxted's high-gloss ivory white kitchen. These are Fern Maxted's autumnal scatter cushions. This is Fern Maxted's King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. And this is Fern Maxted's Me Time bathboard. But only one of the people I'm about to meet is the real Fern Maxted.
Hello? Is this Fern Maxted's house?
Thank you. Here they are, look.
I'm Fern Maxted.
I'm Fern Maxted.
I'm Fern Maxted.
I'm Fern Maxted, and this is my house. The catch? Only one of them is telling the truth. It's up to our panel to work out who are the real homeowners.
My name is Fernando, so Fern for short. Fernando!
I had to go around with Bitch Fern. Christmas, we'll get a couple of tables, you know, the fold-out leg ones, and then put everyone out there.
We don't have folding tables on this premises, ever.
And who are the actors?
I just want to, like, huddle her up and take her home. Keep her here and take her home.
That might have been a tell.
If they get it right, the homeowner wins a cash prize.
Is this yours? Managed to find a white roll neck in 3XL. Is this something you sleep in, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not number 4.
Get it wrong, the homeowner wins nothing.
She's acting like she's like the sweetest person who ever lived, and she's Mother Teresa and Princess Diana rolled into one, and it just seems so fake to me.
I'm here with my 3 kids.
You're telling me that she's got 3 kids?
That is her house.
Licking a sofa on television?
That's so weird.
The real Fern is in fact Fern number...
So there we go. It is a really great blend, like I say, of the kind of guessing mechanic plus that the keyhole peek into other people's homes that we all not so secretly love. And I think that having the 4 claimants in the house together leads to some real kind of comedy gold. So there's a moment where there's 2 of them in the same room arguing about where they got the sofa from, whether they got it from Facebook or whether it's a £8,000 designer sofa. And so, you know, it kind of really does spark some great comedic moments as well in that show. Moving on, so Thailand's Workpoint TV have a really healthy slate of very intriguing titles this season. One of my favourites being Who is My Chef? So here you've got celebrity guests who taste food cooked by complete strangers without knowing whether they can cook or not. And they have to use their detective skills to question the chefs on their knowledge of food and cooking before judging whether they are a real chef or not. You know, I think this one obviously applies that guessing mechanic to food, something that we've seen previously with ITV Studios' Rat in the Kitchen, and of course the upcoming Crime Scene Kitchen from Fox in the US of A. And then finally, in our first theme is Secret Celebrity, which hails from French creatives We Make. Here you've got 10 people from all walks of life who move in together into a big loft for 7 days. The twist being that they're all family members and friends of famous celebrities who guide them throughout the experience through an earpiece, both in challenges and their daily lives. And the goal of the contestants is to prevent the rest of the bunch from discovering the secret celebrities behind them, despite the clues that are revealed within each episode. So let's take a quick look.
They are 10 random strangers to move in together in a dazzling house to play a twisted, mind-blowing game.
Oh my God.
But they are not just anyone. They are the relatives. Family members and best friends of 10 famous celebrities, secretly hidden backstage in their private suites.
I remember leading her to the dance floor because it was really crowded.
The goal is very simple. Uncover who the other hidden celebrities are without being unmasked. This is Secret Celebrity, the first ever mystery reality show. In this exciting competition, the celebrities and their relatives form duos that are always in touch through their earpiece. To unmask the other secret celebrities, the duos will take part in entertaining challenges to win precious clues. They can also search around the house for valuable hints and secret objects.
Oh, there's something in it. Okay, it's a box.
To help them in their investigation, a wall of fame will display 50 pictures, and among them are the 10 secret celebrities. For the viewers, some identities are revealed right from the beginning, while others will remain secret till the very...
There we go, I'm going to pause that one there. It's not been picked up by a broadcaster yet, I'm told, but it has been optioned in Germany. So watch this space on Secret Celebrity. So on to our next theme today. So getting our lives back on track. So we saw many of these kind of formats at the last market, and the trend really shows no signs of slowing down. You just saw a sneak peek of our first show within this theme, which is of course Sort Your Life Out, which sees Stacey Solomon and a team of experts help homeowners tackle their cluttered homes. They assist these hoarders with what they should let go of before reorganizing their homes and putting systems in place for the remaining possessions as well. That one's produced by Optimum. Literally all in the title for this one. The pilot for this aired here in the UK last Monday, and casting for a full 6-part series runs excuse me, until June. Stacey herself is a really big favorite over here. She's grown a really large Instagram following, some 4 million for her Tap to Tidy stories. And she's even just launched a Tap to Tidy book as well. So it's kind of unsurprising to see her land a full series on the back of this. And I think, like This Is My House, casting Stacey as a lead presenter is a really big way for BBC One to draw in a youth crowd, which they managed really successfully with the pilot. It rated very strongly with under 35-year-olds. It's kind of similar to the recent Australian format Space Invaders, where there's a kind of scene in which the household's entire belongings are laid out before them in a big warehouse. And having that is a really fantastic visual cue for the entire series. Second in this theme is Trash Monsters, which hails from Fremantle, produced by Naked Entertainment. They've just shot a pilot for Channel 4 in the UK. So here you've got 3 celebrities all challenged to face up to their family's wasteful habits by literally wearing their trash in a specially designed suit. So they've got to go about their usual routines, wearing everything that has been thrown out during the last 7 days, whilst adding any new waste generated to the suit as they go along. Let's have a quick look at a clip for this one.
The collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon.
We've already waited too long to deal with this climate crisis. It's time to act.
I know, it's mental, isn't it?
That is so bad.
The winners of Love Island.
I mean, I thought your outfits before were rubbish, but this is...
How do I go to the toilet? This is a disaster. I don't know how it can get much bigger, if I'm honest.
Ow. Come on, just have you sat back a wee bit?
Yeah, a wee bit, but my head.
You're in! Oh, suck it in. Suck it in, sister.
Maybe you should just drive.
There we go. So apparently Simon Andre was inspired by both the rapid improvements to the environment during lockdown, plus the apparent high fashion trend for wearing trash. You tell me about that one. Again, it's got a really clear visual selling point, and I'm told that the suits were designed by the same people who created the costumes for The Masked Singer UK also. So that one is Trash Monsters. Home Made Home, another one with a really good social and sustainability angle here. This one aims to tackle the very topical struggles so many people face to get on the housing ladder, despite 60,000 homes in Belgium lying empty and in need of renovation. So here we've got 9 couples who sustainably renovate 3 abandoned homes. They present their separate ideas for the project, and the winning pair is given the house to live in at the end of the series. So this really kind of joins distributor B Entertainment's growing catalogue of upbeat factual entertainment for tough times. NBC's Great House Giveaway is another one to check out in that space as well. And lastly, within this theme, it's not just dwellings of personal belongings these shows are aiming to sort out. In a new twist, Reputation Rehab from Australia sees 2 hosts meet people who have been subjected to public shaming in some way before they attempt to renew their guests' damaged reputations to provide them with the hope of a new start. And I think really in an age of kind of post-truth and cancel culture, it's actually quite refreshing to see a kind of somewhat antidote to that kind of madness. So here is a clip of Reputation Rehab.
I'm Kirsten Drysdale.
And I'm Zoe Norton-Lodge.
And our reputations are perfect.
So we're here to lend a hand to reputations in distress.
And walk headfirst into our long history of public shaming. Why do we love to trash people?
Can we ever stop?
And are there any kernels of meaning to be found in the wreckage?
Each week we'll meet the real people behind the headline.
And find out what happens after the outrage storm passes.
This is Reputation Rehab.
What do you think of tabloids and celebrity gossip?
It's just rubbish. Yeah.
Do you ever read it?
All the time.
My name is Karen. Karen.
I'm Abby, and I was the villain on The Bachelor.
I'm Nick Kyrgios. I'm 25 years old. You're currently in my backyard.
It was just awful to be so publicly shamed like this.
I was just in an absolute state of terror because the death threats were starting to come in.
It was like my phone was blowing up. I was getting calls from Russian media outlets, from American, from German.
We decided to contact a bunch of Abby's trolls and find out how they felt a year on.
I've followed Abby on social media since making that comment and have realised what she stands for and how the show portrayed her. I certainly wouldn't make comments about reality TV stars anymore. Good.
So we got the pap to follow Zoe over the course of a Saturday morning and get some sneaky shots.
Oh, I feel sick.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Everyone deserves a second chance. So we gave Malcolm the opportunity to rewrite the article.
I wouldn't change places with you for the world. Good luck, champion.
There we go, Reputation Rehab there. Very zeitgeisty with its promise to tackle public shaming head on and break through what it calls the outrage cycle with both comedy and empathy as well, according to the show creators. And last but not least, the need for wacky entertainment and sheer escapism via our television screens remains as strong as ever. And there's a swathe of new game shows hitting the market just within that space. I'm sure many of you will have heard of Marble Mania, which proved a runaway success for SBS 6 earlier this year, a game show where celebrity guests compete in marble-related tasks before competing, in a final marble race. Do check that one out from Talpa Concepts, this market. In that same space, we've also heard Banachek are still stacking up Domino Effect internationally. From ITV, they are launching The Void this market, which is currently in development for ITV here in the UK. We've got, in this one, contestants who take on a range of demanding mental and physical challenges, all whilst navigating the prospects of falling into the void, a chasm of 520,000 litres of water stretching across an arena floor. Of course, if they make it across the void, they advance through to the final to play for the £250,000 jackpot. Looks very much like Ninja Warrior meets The Cube, and incidentally coming from the creative team behind the latter as well there. And ITV are also launching Stacking It as well. This one is I say ITV and Nippon TV as well, as it's a co-development between the two companies. Here you've got two families who go head-to-head in a series of stacking-based challenges, and they can take home whatever they successfully stack. Let's take a quick look at this one.
Welcome to Stacking It, the tallest game show on television. You'll only win it if you can stack it.
I'm gonna drop it.
Got 30 seconds left.
Go down more.
That is a good base. All the jewellery. I don't want DVDs, I've seen Jaws.
There we go. Just two more left here. We've got Family Piggy Bank from Armosa. In this one, families put their knowledge and confidence in each other to the test as they work together to fill a huge piggy bank. One main contestant, with the help of 4 family members, goes through 3 rounds of trivia in order to fill this piggy bank. The game show is yet to be picked up anywhere, but Armosa states that it comes with a technological hub that creates a primetime shiny floor studio and even a virtual audience. So that one's very risk averse and perfect for these modern times. And then last but certainly not least is a Korean paper format which hails from SBS subsidiary Format East, the music competition series. It is, of course, Zombie versus Singer. So in this show, we've got 5 celebrities, each leading a team of amateur participants against a horde of zombies. The celebrities sing to the zombies, and if the song is powerful enough, the zombie is cured of the virus. And the team that heals the most zombies is the winner. Let's take a look at this one before I sign off.
After a long study, finally, a way to save the zombies has been found. Save the zombies with songs and emotion. Zombie versus Singer. 5 musicians gather to save the zombies. They select their teammates through a contest held on a star-shaped stage.
Audiences with black heart, which were dead by emotions, are gathered together, acting zombie motion after zombie dress-up under the stage.
Each team gathers at the shelter, practices songs to save zombies, and plans a strategy under the direction of a leader. Battle against the zombies on the second-floor arena-style stage. Zombies appear along with the MC's introduction, and a team will perform on the stage. Zombies who heard the sound of music approach closer and closer. When the music attacks a zombie's heart, it changes the color of their hearts and heals them.
Zombies who were touched by music from the stage brought their heart back to life with remote control they had and stopped their zombie motion, and then they immersed to the music seriously.
How many zombies can the singer save before the song is over? Solo, group, duet, etc. Each round performs, and the final winner will be chosen in the last live show. Who will be the warrior singer to heal the most zombies and win the prize money? Battle of zombies and singers with music. The most dramatic and realistic blockbuster survival music show in the world. It was Zombie versus Singer.
Wow. It's certainly very original and slightly reminiscent of the Thriller music video there. If only it was so simple to get rid of the coronavirus. Listen, thank you all once again. Please do get in touch should you like a copy of the presentation or indeed introductions to format representatives. And until next time from here in Manchester, cheers. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Really great job, David. Thank you so very, very much. That was excellent.
Thanks, Bill.
Really, really appreciate it. And again, thank you to K7 for allowing you to share your wisdom. Before we just have a little time left. That was really great information from Nick and David. Does anybody on our board wish to say anything before I just turn it over to any conversations? Any other board members who are here? I can't see who's here because there's so many little boxes on my screen, but I do want to also shout out to the great work that Bianca and Eric do on behalf of FRAPA in running the organization. They continue to do yeoman's work to keep this little engine going forward. And we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge Bianca Rutset and Eric for the great job and the great continuing work they're doing as we continue to evolve our little organization. But any other board member out there want to say anything?
I would just like to say on reputation rehab that David just pitched. I should say that in my time with FRAPA, I think probably public shaming has been one of the best tools we've had in the FRAPA toolbox for solving infringement cases. Just the threat of public shaming that I have posed not only once, but several times to infringers around the world has solved and resolved a lot of cases. So I think there's something really good in that format. And personally, bloody hated the zombie formats. I think is a joke, but that's another story. We
love all formats. We love everybody separately and equally. We are a neutral organization. Does anybody else have anything they would like to offer or say? Just yes, please. I see Tony. Go.
Yeah, Phil. Just to give a commentary, I'm in dealing with Netflix. And Too Hot to Handle, I did that deal with Netflix. And the one thing I think just have to be a bit cautious about, I think Nick's example is quite a specific one because it's a show that can be produced from a hub and they can produce all the versions. But just one of the cautions is on Too Hot to Handle, I think there's two things we experience. I mean, it's been a really good experience with Netflix, but two things I think people need to be aware of. One is that what we've done is an English language version where we had contestants from Australia, the US and the UK. And so consequently, whereas one would normally expect to get different versions for each of those countries, that what their Netflix's instinct, and I guess the others as well, is to do where they can one version that will cover all English language. And similarly, we're doing a Latin American version, once again, which is where we are producing, and it's great, but it means you're doing one version with representatives from different Latin American countries rather than doing it all the way across. And the second thing, and this is what we really surprised us a bit, is the English language version. Netflix put it out with subtitles and dubbing, I think probably subtitles, I think they dubbed, and it went to the top of their charts all over the world. So it was their top show for a while in Italy. It was their top show in France. It was their top show in Germany. And what that seems to have done is reduced their ambition to make a French, German, or Italian version, because they can get as much success as they want just subtitling the American version. So from a format owner's point of view, that's something just to be cautious of dealing with the streamers. Is it's quite different to when you control your format and can take it out and do different versions in different countries.
Thanks for that, Tony. I know Eric has said if you have a question you can type it in the chat, but in these remaining minutes I would offer this. If any of you have need to reach out to board members, you all can get our emails. Every board member has a FRAPA email. Eric or Bianca could get that to you as well if you don't have our company ones or our personal ones. And we really want to get more of you involved as best as possible. If you have ideas for FRAPA reports, if you have ideas for FRAPA services, if you have ideas for how to create some more networking until we can all physically be back together again, maybe we'll be back together again in October or December, hopefully. Any ideas, we really want your input, and we want to get you as involved as possible. It's not just pay your membership and we'll see you in 6 months. Use the services, use the format registration, use the analysis if you need it. We still offer mediation, but you can also contact board members if you need advice, mentorship, or help. Visit the website to read our documents, read our history. You can really understand what FRAPA, how it started, how it evolved, what its purpose is, and how it should benefit you and your companies and your careers. And go out and spread the word and get us more members, because we can use it. We're a nonprofit organization. We want all of, go get some friends, go get some big companies, go get some small companies. Digital MIP. Annette, what do you think? Is it going to happen? Let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about this one for Nicholas. Give him an idea. Anybody have any thoughts about MIP this week in the remaining 3 minutes?
I can say something that about MipTV, that from 10 opinions about the market, 9 are bad. And the worst thing everybody says that using the pitching platform, when they set up the meetings, they have 15 meetings in one day, but when they try to concrete the meetings, they have 1 or 2 at the most. And in many companies, they have the same problem. I don't know if someone has a different impression, but I just collected the opinions from these different distributors. And being honest, just for FRAPA members, not to publish this, of course. Nobody says anything.
I think
I have something. One thing for sure, they need to change and upgrade the server. It is so static, and I cannot continue any conversation in their virtual meeting place or something. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Annette had a word as well.
Well, I realized from conversations with Red Medium that the whole system was more or less developed based on MIP Cancun, and which is much smaller than Can. And personally, I had a lot of work setting up my meetings because my first job was to get rid of meetings. I mean, the matchmaking was terrible, and you couldn't decline. So I have already spent some time giving feedback to them. But I must say that having done all the work this week, it seems to be working okay. And I know about the GIN, but they seem to be aware of it because it pops up and saying maybe you should change your, to Firefox or whatever. It doesn't work really well on everything. But our meeting yesterday was seamless, So some of it is working, but the pre-matching is terrible.
Yes, I think it's a problem of volume because MIP Cancun worked quite well. But if you have to connect 100 people to 100 people, it's easier. When you have 4,000 or something like that at the 2 sides, it's different. The problem is the volume, especially.
Yeah. But you at least have to figure out a way so that you can decline meetings even though you're pre-matched, because I don't need to meet people who distribute adult content, for instance.
Yeah, that's true. But the problem was that many people that supposedly committed to a meeting then said that they didn't confirm the meeting. That is the main problem, because if not, it depends on oneself. But the problem was that many people said that they didn't confirm the meetings that appeared in the platform. Off the record, of course. Yeah.
If I may grab the word here, I think there's definitely room for a lot of discussion and improvements on the digital MIP, as in so many other digital solutions that we all surround ourselves with. But we also want to be very respectful of your wonderful time, and we've actually run out of time, and you probably all have meetings that you need to attend to as well. So I would just say on behalf of me, Phil, the rest of the management board, the advisory board, everybody here, it was fantastic to see you all. Thank you for your time. Keep on supporting FRAPA, keep on doing what you do. And I would look forward to see you all again at MIPCOM. Have a great day and a great evening and a great night down there in Asia as well. Thanks for staying up late.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Eric. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Eric. Good job.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.